This is David Kurtz for TPM Media. We're here in downtown St. Paul with Howard Wolfson, former communications director for the Clinton campaign. Howard, what was your reaction to the Palin speech last night?
Well, I think she went in with very low expectations and she was able to exceed them. And I think, unfortunately, she was able to make a case against Senator Obama.
And particularly, what was effective about the speech? I mean, what points do you think resonated?
Well, look, I think it is very difficult in politics to criticize one's opponent without looking harsh. And I think she was able to pull that off pretty effectively. I think a lot of what she said was untrue, but I don't know if anyone at home would know that, and I'm not sure the media did a very good job of pointing it out.
So it may not matter in that respect.
That's exactly right.
It strikes me that Hillary Clinton herself would be an effective pushback against Sarah Palin and the experience issue and whatnot. Do you think we'll be seeing her in the next few days?
Well, I think you've seen her already, and you'll certainly continue to see her. She's going to do everything she can, and she's asked to do to support the ticket. I think, though, strategically we would make a mistake if we spend too much time focusing on Sarah Palin as opposed to John McCain or McCain-Palin or even McCain-Bush or Bush-McCain. I mean, Sarah Palin is not running for president. She's the VP choice, and so I think, we've got to train our fire on the top of the ticket.
I've heard that there's been some grumblings that the Obama camp has maybe not been as effective as it might have been in responding to the Palin nomination and responding to some of the attacks that have come out of the convention here this week. Are you hearing the same thing?
No, and I don't agree with that. Look, I think the Obama campaign has got a winning message against John McCain, and I think they wake up every morning knowing what they want to say, which is that John McCain would represent 4 more years of George Bush, and they now have this mantra that they've been intoning that he voted with Bush 90% of the time, which I think is very effective, very credible, very easy to remember, both as a surrogate and as a voter. And so, no, I think that they've been very effective. Look, this is what happens at conventions. I mean, one side gets to make their case for a week, and we got to make our case in Denver. I think we made a great case. We got a nice little bump out of it, and this is the Republicans' turn to do that.
There's also, some level of irony in the Republicans citing Hillary Clinton's treatment during the primary as evidence of...
Indeed. Indeed. Carly Fiorina was apparently asked yesterday whether or not she could think of any examples of Republicans acting in a sexist way towards Senator Clinton, and she couldn't think of one, couldn't come up with any examples. So, look, there's clearly hypocrisy here. My attitude on this is pretty simple. I think questions about her family, how she's raising her family, are out of bounds. I don't think those questions would be asked of a man. Now, the Obama campaign, to its credit, hasn't raised that issue, and that issue has been raised by media. I think all the other issues that the Obama campaign has raised about her are totally fair. I mean, it's, Senator Obama has been recipient of attacks about his experience for a long time now, so I think it's certainly appropriate for him and his campaign to raise questions about Sarah Palin's experience, especially with regard to foreign policy. Her stance on issues, her record as a governor, the fact that there's an ethics investigation underway about her actions, all of that is totally appropriate.
Howard, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
This is David Kurtz for TPM Media.